Here's what I do when I go into a family's home and I either see or suspect the parents are being a little too forceful and pressuring the child to eat. And, keep in mind that pressuring can even be take a bite, take a bite. That's pressure. Force feeding in our mind has to do more with a younger child and just putting that spoon in his mouth repeatedly, or with a child with disabilities, really putting the food, by hand into his mouth and helping him chew and really not reading his cues. Um, it's one of those things that we see fairly often when a parent is really frightened. And that's what I try to remember. They're scared, and it keeps their anxiety down to pick up the food and put it in that kid's mouth, whether it's via fingers, spoon, whatever it happens to be. So when I suspect that's happening, I usually talk to the parents about how frightening this must really be, and it's got to make them feel better to be able to put food into their kid's mouth. Um, and then I talk about the importance of reading your child's cues and really making this a very pleasant experience if we ever want to get to the point where that child is going to pick up food on their own and willingly self-feed. That when we force food, I try not to use that word with parents, but when we force food onto the child, it only makes us feel better. There's a very good research article that just came out a few months ago, and it talked about the importance of not pressuring a picky eater, and pressuring and force feeding can often go hand in hand. So I often will share that article, that journal article with them, and I'd be happy to post that here for you too, so you might find that helpful.